Even sometimes hit films don't teach you as much as what an unsuccessful film teaches you.
Do you think you have a good ear for music? Okay.
No, I think it's survival. I'm a huge fan of Pushpa. I can keep watching it again and again. Some films of mine won't be remembered, but the music has stayed over time.
Yeah.
Like Shraddha yesterday, now she's a big star, and she posted the song in one story of hers. And I didn't ask her. So I said, "Are you okay?" She's posting my music. Because normally when someone posts
song
my
from
music.
Saiyaara.
Yeah. The title song. No, in fact, her mother's never smiling so much. In fact, I feel that now that I'm married, the mother's always shouting at the kids. I could be the fun parent with my kids, but the minute they're sick, they want to be in her arms. That's life, actually. But she's shouting at them all the time.
Juicy, spark the happiness, quench your thirst naturally.
Attica, India's #1 trusted gold buyers. We release pledged gold instant cash payment.
Hello, Mohit Suri. Very nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
What is the challenge of making a love story in these days? Because the thing is, almost all aspects of love have been explored, right? So what's the challenge of...
You won't believe this. He's making people believe that people can love. It's amazing that you have assistants who tell you, "Sir, आजकल ऐसा कैसे होता है?" तो I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "नहीं सर, आज तो DM पे एक दूसरे को मैसेज कर लेते हैं और रिश्ता शुरू हो जाता है." I said, "You can start a relationship that way, but it's pretty much as we're going backwards. I think there was this time where, not my time, but maybe my grandparents' time, where people saw each other, so they couldn't talk, so they sent letters to each other,
Yeah.
and they fell in love through letters. It's pretty much the same thing as DMs. I think.
Yeah.
It's only a little slower process, but there's still no physical intimacy at that time. We reached the level of intimacy. Now we're going back to the level of convenient distance or whatever, of social networking.
Yeah.
But the fact is, when the heart breaks, it doesn't, no matter how much left and right you swipe online, when the heart breaks, it hurts in the same place, which is clearly center, left, and the biggest challenge over here was to convince, it wasn't difficult convincing my producer because they love romantic films. It was difficult convincing, to be honest, I had written this film and I didn't have a producer. And except my writer Sankalp Sadana, who's this young boy who believed in it, everyone else was like, no one's going to make this film. Because, it was post-COVID, people were blowing up more buildings in films. Films were getting more larger than life and stuff like that. And here I was roaming with a realistic, passionate but dramatic youngsters' love story. Till I met Aathi Chopra, I think, who agreed to make it. But I was told no one's going to make it.
Right.
Because with technology, with this thing, people have stopped believing in love. I hope there's still people who believe in love, because I do.
There is this line that came for Saiyaara that says, imperfect people make each other better.
Yeah.
Can you explain that?
We all try to fill something that we don't have.
Okay.
The imperfection, again, see, the thing is, we tend to look at imperfect as a bad thing.
Bad thing.
Like, I remember calling up Bhatt when he saw the teaser, and he always has a lot to say, as we say. And I said, is he looking vulnerable? He said, what is wrong in looking vulnerable? I asked him about the character.
Bhatt Sahab said he's looking...
I asked him. I said, is he looking too vulnerable?
Okay.
And he said, why do you say this as a bad thing? So I said, oh yeah. So he said, what is this thing that he's a young boy and he should look vulnerable, na Mohit? So I said, yeah, and that's the whole thing, and that's where the line came in, that you don't have to be, they're new people, they're not perfect, they don't have the answers.
They're not fully formed.
They're not formed.
Yeah.
And so let's not look at this as a bad thing. It's not a painful thing either. Imperfect, but that's what love does. It's like a jigsaw puzzle that fits in the right corner. It's like, that person you love, when you hug that person, how they fit into the crease of your neck, in the shape of your face, that's the person. It's how her hand fits yours, or your hand fits hers. I think that's where is the sync I would talk about, two imperfect people fitting each other.
Right.
It would be more like a jigsaw puzzle that's oddly shaped, rather than looking down upon them.
Right. Every director gives their all to every film, right? But then there's the odd, let's say, Hamari Adhuri Kahani, that doesn't click the way you want it to.
Yeah.
When such a thing happens, how do you deal with it? Do you kind of do some retro analysis and see?
First of all, it's a room and a lot of depression for a lot of days. Yeah, all it hurts. Yeah, I would be lying and saying that I wake up the next day and I'm fine. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
It takes me a lot of time, and the answers don't come for months.
Okay.
Sometimes, but that's the process. I mean, I come from a family of filmmakers actually, and my grandfather made 99 films. Mr. Bhatt made 75. I'm on 14. I'm far out. I have cousins who are filmmakers like Milan Lutharia, Dharmesh Darshan. They're my first cousins, and it's the same. No one, no matter, and it's it's this whole thing that you believe that it's only these kind of films that hurt. I know directors who make hardcore slapstick comedy films, and when they bomb, it hurts them too.
Yeah.
It's just the rubbish to believe that only serious cinema is the thing that really bothers you. Even sometimes hit films don't teach you as much as what an unsuccessful film teaches you. When a film is hit, everyone tells you everything's good, and sometimes there is some crap in it that you've overlooked, but it's worked. It's the flop films that actually really teach you more.
Yeah.
And it hurts. A lot of relationships break. I won't lie about that. Because everyone wants to disassociate with a flop. The modus I've tried to operate all my life is if it's a hit, it's mine. If it's a flop, it's mine.
Right. But when do you kind of say this is, I mean, I know film art is not something that you can pin down and say this is what
whatever,
went
yeah.
right or wrong. But are there some learnings that lets you say this is probably why this film didn't work? Is there something like that you take away?
We all pretend to make this into a science. It's not. That's the. Everyone says that I know what works. Nobody, to be honest,
Yeah.
knows that. If that was true, most of my films would not have worked. Don't kill the hero in the end. Don't do this. Don't kill the heroine in the first scene. The don'ts have actually never worked.
Yeah.
And sometimes they've said something, I told you so. The difference is how it's done at the box office basically is I was wrong, I was right. I had even Mr. Bhatt telling me that you shouldn't have the same person who had Sadashiv Amrapurkar playing Maharani and being told that your villain can't work because it's a transvestite or whatever. It's not heroic enough to beat him up. Standing his ground, and it was the same guy who turned around and told me that why are you having a comedian to play your villain? It's not going. Mike, why don't you take someone serious? But it's the same guy who's talking. But I don't think he meant it out of any. But that's the difference between everyone. So I think everyone tries to make a process out of it. You need to see your own self growth, I think.
Right.
I'm saying growth. Even failing is a growth, I think. So you need to see your own self and see. And I genuinely want to see every filmmaker after their fourth film. I genuinely feel that. Because I think sometimes, you make a good film and it fails. Like Avarapan, it failed. And I remember I was really depressed at that time because I really liked the film. But I remember it was Mr. Bhatt who called me over and gave me a drink and gave me an analysis on the whole film. And then said, son, you know your job. Don't let this film bog you down. It's a good film you made. Who does that when a film bombs?
Right.
That's only true filmmakers who can understand. And that fact is it's survived 15 years now.
Yeah.
So I think every film has a growth that you need to be a part of. And that dialogue is only your own. You should stop hearing people out. And you'll know that. Not
Right.
even your wife, not even your kids, not even. Watch your own film and it'll tell you.
You also believe in very good music. How have you maintained that consistency? Do you think you have a good ear for music? Okay.
No, I think it's survival. We didn't have access to stars, so we realized back in Vishesh that if we had good music, for all the 5 promos that Star Cast film had, one song of ours would be enough. That was the beginning. That's why you started looking for music and stuff like that. But to be honest, I enjoy that process of filmmaking, which is making music. I see a lot. I genuinely feel that I don't have any special talent to do that. I honestly can't play any scale. I don't know the difference in major, minor.
Right.
see any instrument or whatever. I just hear music like when we sat in a rickshaw and we heard a deck at the back, we liked a song and we, were like purposely trying. My mother used to do that when we were young. I think when we used to go to Imran's house as kids, she caught a rickshaw and with a deck purposely. And that time they had music of, Kyamat Se Kyamat Tak, Main Pyar Kiya, and Tezab. She purposely went for a longer route because she wanted to finish the song.
Nice.
I think select music that way. That's all I do. But to be honest, I know a lot of filmmakers just rely on somebody else to give the music. I just personally like to sit on it. I enjoy that process. I think it's so amazing. I mean, I love hanging out with musicians and all. And then suddenly out of thin air, they make something that falls into so much rhythm and so much pattern, but then has an emotional connect to you. Like I think every song takes you back to a moment in your life, right? Which is really good. Not my own, just any song that you hear. It could be a friendship, it could be a love, it could be anything. And I thought that was just the genesis even for this film. Or an idea of how music should be made because they both play musicians. So I just enjoyed the process a lot. And
I thought you said one was a writer and one is a musician.
yes, but they make music together.
Oh, they make, okay, right.
Yeah, once it's the sync of music and lyrics.
Yeah.
I believe music, I believe in songs. I mean, not just music. I think music, a song is made when there's an equal importance of words and tune. Then comes in the singing, then comes the programming, then comes the mixing. But that's the order.
Yeah.
You need a tune and you need a writer.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that whole process here. And if I say that how have I maintained it, I just keep trying to work with one new person at least in every film. Whether it's Fahim in this film, whether it's Ved Sharma in Malang, whether it's Ankit Tiwari in Ashiki. But there's always one person new I try to work with in every film, intentionally. Whether it's a singer or it's a music composer. Because I think with success, you tend to get your ears off the ground.
Right.
And it's not you trying to be pompous about it. People get afraid to approach you. But when you go for that seeking that one new guy always, you're always connected to something that people are making, which is more out there. I mean, being stuck in the room and everyone has been telling you, wow, what a song. Is they're reacting to your music like how it would be in the past. So if some people come and tell me this is your type of music, I myself till today have not known what my
What your
type is because I like everything.
Yeah.
I even like dance music, and I like people tend to think that I just don't know how to do it that well. So I love Badshah songs, and I keep calling him, telling him I love this. I love Yo-Yo, and he's saying I love Emi Banta. I love all these guys making the kind of music that they do. I just don't know how to make it.
Right.
The reason of having 5 original songs is not, is because they're playing characters of, he's a musician and a singer who's looking for his own original voice. They stand out in this world of where everything is programmed, processed. And she's writing that and she's teaching him how you can have a hit, which will just come and go. But if you write something that touches the heart, it'll stay forever. So yeah, it just became important. It would kill the purpose if I was just recreating. I have nothing against people recreating music and stuff like that, to be honest. I just I've done it with one film of mine, with my own song. I just feel somehow that whole process didn't land very well for me. Because I just feel the same emotion looks old when it's being borrowed from the past. Unless I want to create a retro feel. So I have no problem with people remixing and using older songs, but I genuinely, because I wanted to go back to a classical love story which came with good music and a song that represents every season of love. Because I don't remember the last time was there ever a love story which didn't have good music?
Let's not go there.
Yeah.
But
Which did well.
Yeah. I think the question I have more is that, at one point, movies were defined by the music, right?
Yes.
I don't know if that's the case so much anymore, but I do know that when I look at the views on YouTube or when I look at, I think it's also because earlier, like when you talked about your mother taking you in an auto or a rickshaw and, there was a cassette player that was playing the songs, the output of songs was less. So you kind of heard the same songs over
Again and
3
again,
months,
yes.
4 months, whatever. Now you hear a song and the next day there's another song from another film or whatever it is. So I think whatever views that I think the people are listening to these songs, I think that's a mark of how.
No, but see, that's the problem. We're all so concentrated on the views and likes in the initial process that no one's playing the long game of connecting to an emotion.
Yeah.
That's why probably Ashiki's music, or that's amazing. My wife DJs now, and she's very successful, and she goes to clubs and she sometimes plays remixes of Avarapan and Zeher. And that's 20 years back, but they're 18-year-old kids dancing to that song.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where were these kids? They were not even born. Their parents were probably here in the club when that song came out. The only answer to that is that the song has endured time. I think we've become so obsessed with getting the initial likes, the algorithm, crack the code. The fact is, there is no code. The only way to do it is write a song. Like Shraddha yesterday, now she's a big star, and she posted the song in one story of hers. And I didn't ask her. So I said, "Are you okay?" She's posting my music. Because normally when someone posts
song
my
from
music,
Saiyaara.
okay. The title song. And I actually asked her that, "Are you okay?" Because my worry was, why are you posting a sad song? Is everything okay in your personal life? She said, no, it's just your music, yeah. And I said, but I did ask you to do it. But that's her. She just is she's fond of music. Music was always connected to an emotion. We stopped doing that. I think it's all about come, dance, leave.
Yeah.
But even the old dance songs were connected to a fun time.
Yeah.
So I just think I've just tried to go back to that, where there's a thought or an emotion connected to each song.
And it's like the albums that used to come out.
Correct, and you want to hold it that.
Yeah.
We had that sense of possession. When we wanted to own an album with certain songs, where you had so many of them put together.
Yeah.
Now we just want to take them in singles, consume, not even own them, not even download them, just stream them. I think owning that consumption process, I think was. I'm trying to go back to that. I don't know how much it will work, but it's not a business model. I just think it's more like my music. Some films of mine won't be remembered, but the music has stayed over time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make this a part of that legacy, actually.
Nice. How easy is it from the age you are at to go back and write something about falling in love for the first time?
It is difficult, but it comes from working and appreciating writers who are that age. Like I read a book which says the only two kinds of writers: a really young guy with a spark or a really old hag. They're the only two kinds of writers, and I would slowly think I'm going towards the senior category. I'm still 43, so I'm still. But I started early. I had the advantage, but it's to understand and hear them out. Like Sankalp is a brilliant mind, and to hear him out to say that he's the writer of the film.
What's his full name?
Sankalp Sadhana.
Okay.
He assisted me before, and he was that assistant who slowly I realized felt that was more interested in, not that he can't shoot and stuff like that, but he just was the one who gave more, because nowadays there's this whole culture of coming to a set, working as a job, going the day the shoot gets over, going to the next thing. They don't sit with the director through the edit and all. And he's someone who sat through all the processes. So when this film happened and this idea happened, he actually told me that can I help you write it? So I said, you write it. But I pretty much misused this position because he's 30 years of age. He's just gone through this, he's lived through it, just got married. So they have an advent to it. But what you need to help them with is the archaic structures of where you can't miss the moralities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's been so much fun, yeah. It's been so much fun writing this, working with them. You have to listen to even an Ahan, listen to an Anit when you read a scene with them. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they don't know how to tell you what is right. So I think that was very enjoyable a process.
It's interesting to hear you talk about morality because I think that's a very loaded word.
Yeah.
And one of the things I've really appreciated about Mahesh Bhatt's cinema is that he broke a lot of the existing what was considered moral or whatever it is, whether it was right back from, even when you go back to the 70s and Lahu Ke Do Rang and all those films, you have people with multiple wives or, like doing what is not considered moral, let's say, for a better word. So when you say morality, what do you mean?
It's such a brilliant thing that you've asked me, and I actually stumbled with this in this film. There's a scene in the film where there's which is kind of, how my own relationship was or whatever, where Han's character gets violent with his father
Okay.
because of a drinking problem that his father has and stuff like that. And it was a very violent scene that I was going to go shoot. He actually throws his father on the road to, get physical with him. And I remember I was staging the scene in the reading room, and I got into it, and I came out of the conference room. I suddenly noticed the whole Yashrat staff was sitting and hearing me out screaming and shouting. And I think maybe I overdid it a bit. And while walking out, I remember seeing Yashji's statue outside. Something hit me there. And I was like, am I pushing it too much now, morally? These are really nice people. I know I've seen the love that the relationship of probably Adi sir and Yashji was very different from probably what mine and my dad is. So I was like, am I doing the right thing after so many years? So it was 6 o'clock in the morning, and I messaged Bhatt Saab. He has no idea about the script. He has no idea what the thing is. So I messaged him and I said, I want to talk to you. There's something I'm feeling unsure about, morally. I don't know how he knew it's about the film, but because it could be a personal thing also. So he said, anytime kid, and I called him up and I said that this is what I'm feeling. They're very nice people, Bhatt Saab. What am I doing the right thing? He actually started swearing at me, saying a lot of cuss words and stuff like that. And apparently, he knows my relationship with my father and all, and my display picture was a picture of my son's hand in my hand. And he turned and said, and I know your relationship with father, and you've never loved a man more than him. And your photograph on your phone is a picture of your son's hand in yours, I assume. I said, yes, Bhatt Saab. He said, you cannot shoot the scene wrong. If the director's morality is this, no matter how violent you get, the love will come out. Because I've always wanted that scene to not show that he doesn't not love his father.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm talking about in morality. I think it's the style can change, honestly. The staging can change. But the morality of the person doesn't. The director always comes out.
And I think it goes back to what you said, because when we started talking, you were talking about these ad perfect families.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I should love my mother, I should love my father. Yeah. You do love your mother and father, but you can also
Not this way.
Yeah, but you can also have issues.
Yeah.
And with certain things.
Yeah.
And that goes back right to that. So yeah.
No, in fact, the mother's never smiling so much. In fact, I feel that now that I'm married, the mother's always shouting at the kids. And it's amazing that they love her so much.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that now. I mean, I could be the fun parent with my kids, but the minute they're sick, they want to be in her arms. That's life, actually. Yeah. But she's shouting at them all the time, and I'm only spoiling them.
Yeah.
But that's not what they show in ads.
Yeah, I saw an interview of yours when in 2006, and they asked you what are the two films of the year that you like. And you said Rang De Basanti and Lage Rahe Munna Bhai.
Yeah.
Now, these are very different from the films that you typically make.
Yes.
Are there times when you see somebody else's work? Because there is a Mohit Suri zone.
Yeah.
And that zone fits into the Mahesh Bhatt zone, let's say, largely. I mean, I'm talking about in terms of, let's say, the words that we use, morality, the way you show relationships and things like that.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt like doing something completely different?
Let's be honest about this. When I joined Vishesh Films, to be honest, they were only making thrillers like Jism, Zahar, Murder, and I was a part of that. It's only when I got success, and because they worked on tighter budgets, I suddenly became I had my first blockbuster. I begged them to make a love story called Ashiki. That was me breaking out in my own way. But I must tell you this, that I've never looked at myself as a way of cinema. I've never looked at it that way. I remember during a roundtable conference with many directors for when everyone was talking about which film was their favorite, I've even said Graveyard Masti. I've enjoyed that. I look at myself seriously even yet as someone sitting in the audience enjoying a film.
Right.
And each film has a different kind of emotional.
Right.
I think I like to enjoy films with the body, I think, not with the head or the heart. Like if it's a funny film, laugh. If it's an emotional film, cry. A body reaction. If it's an action film, I want to whistle. If it's a dance film, I want to get up and dance. Or throw money. It's body reaction. I like to watch films like that in the theater this way. I hope theater stays very long. I don't know what the future is, but I hope I enjoy that collective experience of just being one man in the theater with my friends watching a film. Like I'm a huge fan of Pushpa. I can keep watching it again and again. I even spoke to the director and told him what a huge fan I'm of that. So I don't know what this represents. I just tell you, when I make a film, is something that I feel like making. I'm glad to know that you say it falls into some window or trap, because I think it's important to. My wife kept telling me in the first film that what do you represent and stuff like that. She's known me since my first film. I can go tell her that you said this right now. That they're saying there's a window of the kind of films I want.
No, I think it's a good thing, because I think when I go to a particular filmmaker's film,
Know what
this
to
is the
expect,
zone that I'm going to. That's
Yeah.
one of the reasons we like that filmmaker, right?
Rohit Shetty told me this once. He said, if you made the same film I made with your name, he said India watches films with the director's name associated to it. He said if you start blowing up cars suddenly and I kill the hero in the last scene, both our films will not do well at the box office. I think that made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
He said because there's your name associated, you can go kill the character in the last scene. I can't do that. But I think that becomes a trap also.
Yeah, it becomes
Yeah.
And the thing is to escape that trap. But you just spoke about like watching films with a body reaction.
Yeah.
What is the body reaction you want the audience to have with Saiyaara?
Fall in love again, believe in love again. And I think that whether it moves you, makes you laugh, it's got all that. The butterflies in your stomach. And if there's someone you love, hold their hand. Probably kiss in the theater, having that person on your side. It's that film.
The tagline for Ashiki was "Come fall in love."
Oh, was it? The
Yeah.
part 1 or part 2?
The first one.
First one, yeah.
The one
Yeah, I was 8 years old, yeah. I'm not sure what that was.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Come fall in love.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mohit.
Thank you.
And all the best.
I really enjoyed this. I must tell you this.
Thank
I
you
really
so much.
enjoyed the questions. It was they kind of get routine, but this was like I love the morality thing. I have not got a chance to talk about this in the right way.
Thank
This
you.
actually happened.
Yeah.
This actually happened. It was actually quite a interesting conversation. Sometimes you just need someone to mirror your thing, and that's what Bhatt Saab, I think, does. I think. Yeah.
Thanks for that and all the best.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thanks.
Juicy, spark the happiness, quench your thirst naturally.
Attica, India's #1 trusted gold buyers. We release pledged gold instant cash payment.